We are the farmers.
Yo, what's good everybody? My name is DubWar, and today we got part 2 to that new army composition setup that I was showing you guys the other day, which basically consists of healers, witches, and hogs. Now, I wasn't really too sure what to actually name this, so I asked you guys in the part 1 of this, what is the name of this army composition setup? So you guys actually put up some pretty cool ideas, but I think the top comment was something like HitcHog, so we're just gonna go ahead and call this the HitcHog strategy, which kind of makes sense because hitch, like healer, witch, and then hog. I think you guys kind of get it. It doesn't even matter that much anyways. So yeah, like I said, we're just going to call this the HitcHog strategy. I'm happy with that. It's simple and easy to say. So basically in today's video, we're going to go for 3 raids. Now, I have been using this army composition setup for the past 4 days now. So I've had a little bit of practice. I've gone through all the fails you could probably imagine, like a bunch of splash damage coming down onto my witches, smearing them off my screen, giant bomb fails. Those were pretty fun. So I haven't really included those just because they're pretty miserable. Like it's definitely not too fun seeing like all your witches vanish off your screen, because I mean in the end like it's the witches in this army composition setup that help you win the raid, and because there's so many of them, that's kind of my dependence, you know. Without my witches, all I have is just what, healers, heroes, and yeah, hogs. But the hogs pretty much die right off the bat, like in the beginning, as soon as they take out the air defense, and so I don't know, like without the witches you're pretty much screwed. So in this attack that we're doing right here, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but it is a replay. What happened is I have this like stupid little glitch that happens sometimes where like a blue loading circle appears in the middle of my screen. So I did record this originally live when it was actually happening and not the replay itself, but the stupid little loading circle appeared and I was like, oh god damn it. So I had to re-record it, and it's in the replay, so I hope you guys don't mind too much. Now I was kind of wondering at this point with the Barbarian King, I had 12 archers on me and I was wondering if they'd be able to take him out, because he's only level 5, so they were able to do that. So I don't know like what to really say about this raid. It was pretty easy just because of the fact that it's a dead base. Not too much strategy behind it. I put down the Hog Riders on the air defense on the top right in the very beginning. As soon as that was taken out, I put down all my witches in a line, so when they started spawning all the skeletons, I put the heroes down behind them, and then I put down the healers, so they started helping out my heroes. Unfortunately, Barbarian King's gonna go down here, but I do have a bunch of witches on the bottom part here, so they're gonna keep on pushing through. Yeah, there's just so many skeletons, especially on a base like this where the upgrades aren't that good. They just don't stand a chance, because unless there's like a giant bomb that's gonna take out all my witches, there's really not that much they can do. So the healers are helping out my Archer Queen right now, so she is still full health. She's pushing through these Teslas by the town hall. She's gonna take out that cannon here in a second, and it's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, there's still a bunch of witches all over the place right now and a bunch of skeletons. So as soon as they take out this town hall, I think that's gonna wrap it up, if I'm not wrong. I think that is 98, and is that the last building? Oh, never mind, 99%, and we have one more building left, and looks to be that army camp on the top there, so they're all gonna make their way up there. A bunch of these little Larrys making their way through. Look how many there are. How many is that? Like, they all just cluster together, and it looks kind of scary. So yeah, they didn't even get a chance to hit that army camp, and that is going to wrap up that raid. 366,000 gold, 450,000 elixir, and that was awesome. I haven't had a big raid like that in a little while now. So next raid here, we got a Town Hall 9. He does have the resources in his pumps and or not the pumps and mines, in his storages, and so we are going to have to go right inside of there. Let's see how we do this. So obviously, first thing I want to do is I want to put down my Hog Riders on one of the air defenses, so when those get taken out, I'll be able to put down my healers. So I think I'm going to come in from this side just because there are 2 air defenses really close to each other, and I think my Hog Riders should be able to push through these and take both of those out. So let's see what happens here. It looks like that second air defense is about to go down, and as soon as it does, I'm going to put down my healers, and they can start helping out my hogs a little bit, which is kind of cool. I think, as you guys will see in the last raid, pretty cool strategy I did was, I don't really want to say it right now yet, but you guys will see what happens is the healers actually help out my Hog Riders push through the base instead of helping out my witches. So I saw a little bit of a different perspective behind this army composition setup as we approach to the next raid. You guys will see it's a lot different in the next raid because it worked so much better that way. And yeah, there's not really much I can say about it right now until we actually get to it, because in this raid, for example, it was kind of messy because there's the heroes on the top part. I have a couple witches in the middle, but what I'm trying to mostly do is try to get my heroes to go towards the center where they can actually take out the storages and all that good stuff. And in this case, it kind of got sloppy. I had a bunch of witches on the bottom part, and it was just too much of a mess. I like it when my troops are kind of gathered in one area and they can start pushing through together like in one big group, instead of having like a bunch of stuff on the top part, something going on in the middle, you know, one or two witches on the bottom. It gets a little bit annoying, and I don't actually really like that too much because it can screw up your raid a little bit. If you have a giant bomb on the bottom part and takes out those witches, giant bomb in the middle takes out those witches, all you're gonna have left is just your heroes. So I don't really like that. I don't know. I guess it really depends on the person and what they're trying to do with the base, but in this case, even though we did get the 100% victory, I just feel personally like it was kind of sloppy. I didn't really like the fact that all my troops were all over the place. So I only had to use one raid spell. We still managed to get the 100% victory on this Town Hall 9, and overall, I guess it was okay. I don't know. It got the job done, and I managed to get through the base. So anyways, here we are with the last raid. Now, I wasn't really able to find anything huge, nothing too interesting. I wanted to try get another Town Hall 10 that had a bunch of resources and try get a 2-star victory on him like we did in part 1, but we're still gonna go for this base anyways because come on, I can't skip this, right? So I'm gonna put down all my hog riders. They're gonna take out that air defense, and I immediately put down my healers, so they're gonna start helping out my hogs, which is an awesome thing because I do have about 14 of them if I'm not wrong. Actually, I think I had 10 of them on me, and I had about how many, like 6, 7 in my clan castle. I don't even know. So I do have a couple of hog riders. Like there's a good amount of them in there, right? And as you can see, the healers are just kind of making their way through the base. They're helping out the hog riders take out all the defenses, while my witches and heroes are cleaning up all the buildings behind them. So I think that works out pretty good actually, because it's not like you're actually using hog riders, which is pretty common. You know, like a bunch of people use the hog rider strategy where you have heal spells on you. But in this case, I just needed my healers. They're gonna help on my hog riders, and you know, that's basically all I need. The hog riders are just going to run through the base, take out as many defenses as they can until at least my healers get taken down. And then I just have all these witches, you know, spawning skeletons behind the hog riders where they were, and they're just cleaning up all these buildings. And it's super easy to do it this way because I don't have to worry about that much defensive tower damage on my heroes, even though Barbarian King is going to go down here. I think personally this is an amazing way to 3-star some Town Hall 9, so I would actually recommend for you guys to try this out, especially if you're looking for trying to 3-star a Town Hall 9 in Clan Wars, because if you can get this right, you know, you can definitely 3-star any Town Hall 9 pretty easily, because you do have the hog riders, 18 of them. As soon as they start taking out a bunch of the defensive towers in the base, you have healers helping them out, and you have like about 10 witches with you at the same time with your heroes, taking out all the buildings behind them, taking out the town hall, and everything just works out super awesome. And I think this is a really good army composition setup if you use it properly, and with enough practice you can definitely 3-star some bases. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the raids today. I don't know if you guys really want a part 3. I think if I do a part 3, I'm gonna go up to Masters League or something like that, and I'm gonna try see if I can take out some Town Hall 10s, some harder Town Hall 9s, you know, some bases that actually require some skill to take out, and not like these resource bases that are, you know, basically spam my troops in and they can just wipe out the base, which I know isn't too exciting to watch. But right now we are at 8 million gold. I know this kind of goes into my maxing Town Hall 10 series, but I do want to get an upgrade going on right now because I have so much gold. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually get an Archer Tower upgrade, just because I do have 4 builders available right now. Available. I was kind of thinking about doing a cannon, but then again I thought, like, no, Archer Tower is way better because it goes for both air and ground troops. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I do want to get all of them busy before we actually start doing the wall upgrades, so that is gonna come up pretty soon here. But anyways, what do we have left here? We have 1.5 million gold, which I guess we can go ahead and do one wall upgrade. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do this wall here because whatever. I gotta do them anyways eventually. So anyways, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to smack that like button down below. It helps me out a bunch, and now I'll see you all later. So peace guys, and keep clashing.